Hello and welcome back to Hyperplay RPG. Hope you had a good Christmas and congratulations, you're the new owner of an RG40XXV, the best budget handheld vertical on the market with that glorious 4-inch screen. Now we've got some quick tips for you as soon as you get it. We suggest getting, if you haven't already, a 5V 2A charging brick. A 5V 1.5 amp, 5V 1 amp like this one would be absolutely fine as well, to charge it using the cable provided in the box to make sure you don't brick or burn through the RG40XXV, because you don't want to be using a fast charging brick and cable that you use your phone for. These devices, the batteries on them can be a little bit finicky, and best practice is to use a 5V 2A charging brick and the cable provided. That's what you should do. Also, don't worry about charging up the device when you get it. It should come about half charged, and that's fine for these types of batteries, to keep the device around half charge or a little bit more. So yeah, you don't need to fully charge up the device before using it. What we suggest you do, is have a quick look at the SD card, and try to do this one-handed because we're at the in-laws and don't have our equipment with us for stabilizing the phone. Have a look at the SD card and breathe a big sigh of relief if it is a, see if we can get this to focus there, Kioxia. Now, Kioxia branded cards are infinitely more reliable than the previous unbranded cards that Anbernic products used to come with. Kioxia, a spin-off of Toshiba, and these cards should be good for a good couple of years at least, so you can quite happily keep that and not have to worry about transferring to a new SD card or downloading the new OS. Stock OS on the Anbernic RG40XXV, absolutely fine. Yeah, you can mess by downloading Newly, Firefly, MuOS, MinUI, all the others if you really are a tinkerer, but the stock on the RG40XXV, absolutely fine. Our 40XXV is shipped with the stock operating system dated 23rd of September 2024. So that's a good recent build. And unless you're particularly minded to tinker, we suggest you stick with that. So on firing up the device for the first time, if you're familiar with Anbernic products, you may notice that there's button splash noises every time you navigate across the menu. You hear that button splash noise, and it drives us slightly nuts. And I think Anbernic know that it drives other people nuts as well. So just go into the settings, scroll down, get to button sound, and whack it to off. And then enjoy the blissful serenity. Okay, so now you're keen to get into the games. Fair enough. So let's go through RetroArch. Fire up RetroArch. Let's go for a classic SNES game and see what happens. Now, you'll be eager to take advantage of this glorious 4-inch screen. It's not bezel-less, but it's got tiny bezels there. So have a quick scan through the plentiful SNES games on offer on the 64GB Kioxia card. And yeah, if you know anything about us, you'll know we'll be going for Final Fantasy III first. So you fire up FF3 and but you want to use the whole real estate, as they say, of the 4-inch screen. You don't want these bezels and overlays and what have you. Now, normally what you would do is you would hit menu and you would go down to on-screen overlay in RetroArch, turn that to off, and then go back up and go to scaling, go down to aspect ratio, and it's on custom. We suggest 4:3. You come back out, doopy-doo, get back into the game, and there we are. It's all beautiful. And being a good RetroArcher that you are, you will go back, go down to configuration file, and save new configuration file, and just for good luck, save current configuration. Come back out. So let's come back out and quit. You've saved the configuration file. You would hope that there would be no bezels on screen because you've done everything right. You've done what the great and the good of YouTube tutorials tell you to do. and you've got rid of those bezels and saved the configuration file, but they're still there. Can you believe it? So this is what you need to do. Back out again, but do not worry. You don't have to do it in a fit of pique. We are going to show you how to get rid of those pesky bezels once and for all. Go back to the main menu screen, go into App Center, down to Apps, go into the TF card and scroll down. You see there it says Bezels Auto. That is the badger, the bad badger. We want those bezels off. So go into the bezels and you've got this curious screen, just press A. A for off. Bezel function off. With a click and a whiz, it'll back out of there. And now, when you load up your finest Final Fantasy, maybe the greatest game ever, if you're so inclined like us for RPGs, you can get back. You can go into history as well, but we wanted to show you that navigating back through the RetroArch menus, just to prove that we're going back into RetroArch and not through the game loader. We always recommend using RetroArch because you can use all these extra things and you get the full screen. So there you see, even if you've done everything with regard to disabling overlays and getting 4:3 aspect ratio in RetroArch saved, configured, you still need to go into those apps. So please remember that, and then you can enjoy the full glory of the 4-inch screen. So yeah, really crucial, a real classic quirk of an Anbernic system. Even though you've done everything right in RetroArch, you still get those bezels. Never mind. Go into the App Center. Do not be afeared. Apps, apps, bezels. And it's off because we turned it off. And that is what you need to do. Right, our next tip, now that you're enjoying the games so beautifully, is to get yourself a case. And we suggest going through the official Anbernic website because the cases we buy on AliExpress are usually rather pungent in a toxic way, and they're knockoff goods. We got this through the Anbernic website, official goods. Smells absolutely benign and is great for storing your device. Now, a quick tip. With the box comes this foam protector. We recommend, maybe it's a bit belt and braces, but it's such a glorious screen and we're not going to be putting a screen protector on top of the screen. The console didn't come with a screen protector and we're careful with our machines. So put that foam slip on top and then let's see if I can tuck this phone under my chin and do this. So apologies, it might all go wrong. Oh dear, there we go. Oh. Yes, I moosed it. I dropped the phone. But here we go. So all I did was put that foam bit on top to protect the joystick and the buttons and especially the screen. It still tucks in nicely. You can fold over the top and it's not a squash or a squeeze. It zips up perfectly. And you've got that added protection in there. So yeah, that's just a little tip that we worked out for ourselves. And those are the tips we have for you to enjoy your RG40XXV to its maximum extent as soon as you get it. Hope that's been useful. If it has, drop us a like. Please subscribe. We'll have loads more on the 40XXV, including 5 amazing PlayStation ROM hacks that you can play on it, and we'll show you how. Take care and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.